Even as a boy in Pennsylvania, it was plain to see that John Russell was a horseman. What wasn't immediately evident is that he would grow to be one of the United States' preeminent equestrian riders and coaches. It was the Army that brought Colonel Russell to San Antonio by way of World War II in Europe, all on horseback.
First as a second lieutenant with the 9th Cavalry. And then immediately after World War II, I was commander of the 88th Reconnaissance Company, located in a beautiful Italian villa, but it also had a stable with about 15 horses, and 2 of them could jump pretty good, and so I was able to immediately right after the war compete all over Italy and Austria.
He was the first American to win the Prize of Nations in Milan, the first foreigner to win the Hamburg Spring Derby, and a member of the United States Olympic equestrian team at the 1948 and 52 Olympics, where they won the bronze medal.
Yeah, at that point, and still, if you are an Olympic prospect, the Army will put you on TDY to that team. So I was on TDY to the Olympic Committee for 2 Olympics, which is a good way to do the Army.
In 1956, Colonel Russell was named officer in charge of the U.S. Modern Pentathlon Training Center at Fort Sam Houston. In a 5-sport discipline, Russell knew riding was usually the most foreign to the new pentathletes.
And they had no love for the horses. In fact, for them, the riding was probably the sport that they liked the least, because it's pretty hard. You're already graduated from college, you're a world-class athlete, and then come down and get on a horse that you can hardly sit on.
That describes Bob Neiman, who gives Colonel Russell credit for transforming him from a collegiate swimmer terrified of riding to an Olympian and the 1979 world champion.
He's very focused, but he was very relaxed. I mean, you'd be at the highest level, you'd be at the Olympics, and he would be just as casual as he was at practice.
You finished?
Yeah.
Okay, Norma, take the top rail off.
He knew so much about riding that he almost could coach you out of any situation you could get yourself into.
Beyond pentathlon, Colonel Russell has coached hundreds of show jumpers at his equestrian center, including 5-time state champion Jackie Ford.
He really had a sense of what it took to make an athlete from the horse and the rider. I mean, that's what makes our sport so unique. You have your athletes, but now you have to deal with a horse's mind and pair those 2 together. And Colonel Russell had an incredible talent of picking those 2 and getting them working together as a team. Colonel Russell was always right there in the ring, and having him there was what you needed sometimes. Even if he didn't say anything to you, knowing that he was there, he was very supportive, just as my parents were. I've known him as long as anyone. My parents are no longer here, so he means a lot to me.
Colonel Russell, we never can thank you enough. I can't imagine how we would have ever gotten to where we got to without you. And in the success we had, especially in the late 70s, on behalf of everybody that trained under you, thank you very much.
Colonel John Russell, champion rider and inspiring coach, and now a member of the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame.